Parents are expected to set a new record for spending on school supplies this year. Joining us is senior fellow at the Heritage Foundation and author of Parent Revolution, Corey DeAngelis, and economics columnist at the Washington Examiner, Tiana Lodescher. Welcome to you both. Good to see you on this Sunday morning. Tiana, we're going to start with you. The National Retail Federation estimates American families are going to spend a record $43.3 billion for kids in kindergarten through 12th grade. Now, that's almost $4 billion more than last year. Why the spike? Is it just cost, or are they buying more things?
So some of it we know has to do with social media. So Credit Karma has this study that shows that 54% of parents say that they would rather say yes to their kids for what they want based on what they've been seeing online than decline to take out new credit card debt, right? So parents are putting this on credit cards and household debt is going up. But in small part, this is also because of the tariffs, right? So the company that makes Elmer's glue and Sharpie markers, they say that they paid over $100 million extra this year just in tariff costs in their last earnings report. So, you know, while the Trump administration really does want to reckon with the fact that affordability is a problem, not that it created, but that it inherited, the tariffs are unfortunately not helping.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. You know, the social media angle that the kids are driving some of this. Very interesting. And the tariffs, sure, you can't ignore it. Corey, a PayPal survey reveals 57% of parents are saying that back-to-school shopping is as stressful as holiday shopping. So is this about the cost? I mean, I think Tiana made a great point about the kids being the driver. What's happening?
Yeah, I think costs are going up across the board. That's part of it. But also, look, the parents are being forced to pay twice. They're paying once through the property taxes for the school system that's spending over $20,000 per student per year now. Yeah. And then they're having to pay again for back to school for supplies when the school system should be covering these costs. And think about it. Randi Weingarten, the head of the teachers union, while parents are having trouble making ends meet, she makes over $500,000 a year, and she's going to social media to tell parents not to shop at Target. Why? Not because of their prices, but because she disagrees with their political stance on immigration enforcement. The teachers unions need to stay in their lane and let parents be in charge.
I'm old enough to remember back-to-school shopping that was not political. It was just back to school. Tiana, let me ask you, the season, it's starting earlier now. It's kind of like we start to see the Halloween decorations in August. Some are saying as early as early June, late May. Why is that? Is that the smart shoppers looking for deals, or do you think it has to do with social media just driving it?
It probably has to do with the social media effect. I mean, it really is astounding. Yesterday, I'm walking my daughter, you know, through Home Goods when it's 95 degrees outside and everything's getting ready for Halloween. You know, the seasonal creep it's a real thing. And I feel like we've witnessed it over the past decade. I also wonder, I really do wonder how much of this has to do with supply chains being a lot more fixed, just because we have both the Iran conflict and the tariffs. All these manufacturers have complained that they are not able to source, you know, at the drop of a hat the way they were used to. So they kind of have fixed supplies from the beginning, right? So 3 months out, they know exactly what they're going to have, which probably just makes it easier to stock in stores. I would also wager that they want to beat Amazon. Now, you can use e-commerce. You don't have to go into stores. So if they can get to you before Amazon or the little Walmart checkout box can get to you on your phone, that's a lot faster for the consumer. Yeah, it's a great point. Now, Corey, we talk about school supplies, glue, pens, pencils. You know, my kids are grown now, but that seemed to be the thing then. Now, is it more about iPads, digital devices, and is that impacting the cost?
Yeah, that's a huge part of the cost as well. And I'd say we should get back to basics. And look, the public school system over the past year or so has wasted about $30 billion on laptops. They didn't improve any of the outcomes. And so they're throwing more money at the problem in the school system, but also putting this burden on parents at the same time. I'd say this is free advertising for, one, homeschooling, but also school choice programs that let you take the money, spend it on private school tuition, but also to be able to spend it on if you need technology for education or just, I don't know, books and basic supplies, parents could use their money that's meant for their kids in states like Arizona and Florida, where the money follows the child. So I'd say this would help cover the cost in these states that have fought back against the teachers' unions and prioritize the parents instead.
All right, Corey DeAngelis, thank you. Tiana Lodescher, appreciate you. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.